Have you ever wanted to try chainsaw carving? We'll cut right into this video and let's carve together. Thank you. Chad Sexton here, Sexton Chainsaw Carvings. We're going to do us a how-to today on how to chainsaw carve a small tree. Something that'll look pretty cool right there on the front porch, flower bed. And just always remember, eye protection, ear protection. Right here's our first cut. We coming off the center just a little bit. Got that outward angle. Coming back out. It's just the first major cut. This carving was done with a CS 400 Echo chainsaw with a 14-inch Oregon bar, standard bar. No special carving tips. That first cut right there is kind of important. And if you'll notice how I kind of kick the saw out at the very bottom, you'll be able to see it real good right here. Kind of gives it that flare out at the very bottom of the tree. First cut, come off the center just a little bit, and after that we just kind of cut little small pies off, getting that cone shaped. Kind of kick the saw out. There it is. And we'll take another little small pie off of it, and we'll just keep working our way around doing that. Kind of kick the saw out. Another little small pie, just kind of leaving that core right there at the very core. That way we know we got some pretty cool wood grain as far as running down the outside of the tree. And kind of kick it out. There it is. Right here I'm just going to kind of swerve back in just a little bit because it's got that knot on the outside. That way it add a little structure to it. There it is. Just kind of curve it on around. You know, give the tree a little character. I'm going to do the same on this cut. Just kind of curve him back around. Give that a little bit of lean, like the wind's kind of blowing him just a little bit. Now all we're going to do is just start rounding him out, giving him that nice cone shaped. You swerve it and give him just like the wind's blowing him. There it is, just rounding him out. All we doing. Just trying to round that tree out, give it that real pretty cone shape. Just working my way around, all we doing. A little bit more. Now, there we go. Now it's starting to have that nice round shape to it. Just checking him out, give him a little spin. That's it. Right here, all we doing is just kind of tightening that top up just a little bit where it's got that little point on top of the tree. We got him set up where it's a little easier to cut on now. Right here I'm just going to go about a chain depth in, scribe me a line where the bottom of the tree is going to be. Got a little crooked there, so make sure we get it straight. And right here, this is where the root system is going to be set down, where it goes into the ground, flares out on the roots. Right here I'm going to go about a chain, about a bar width in, top and bottom, and then I'm going to do a plunge cut or bore cut straight in and knock that little chunk out. You can see it, knock that little chunk out right there. This is real good side right here. Go about a chain depth, or a bar depth, I'm sorry. Then do our plunge cut. Knock that little chunk out. Do that all the way around on all four sides. Go in a bar width, then a plunge cut, all four sides. That gets you that separation. That kind of makes you trunk where you ain't having to do a whole lot of doing. There you go. That didn't work out. I knew better than that. So right here, what we're going to do is just use the nose of that saw, and I'm going to kind of skinny them down just a little bit. Just making the trunk of the tree. You know, you can make it as skinny as you want or as thick as you want. Keep working my way around, make it as round as I can on the trunk. Right here, I'm gonna do another little plunge cut right there. Kind of take that chunk off, and we ain't got to work on it so much. Just keep working my way around. That's it. Just keep smoothing it. Just chewing that little bit of wood off. There it is. Got it about where I want it right here, folks. Took a little time, but I got it. Now right here we're going to start on the limbs of the tree and do these little swoops. I call them swoops, but it's just, little swoops in. If you can see on the front of that saw where that sprocket is, and you got that like I guess little idler wheel on the front of the bar, and I go about that far in. It's usually about a 1/2 inch. Right here I'm showing to do the upcuts. These are really important to give that depth to the limbs and to the actual parts of the individual limbs. Come back in here, do a little more, do that right there. That's it. And keep going. And start back doing some more swoops. Just kind of follow your pattern along. And if you get off pattern, it ain't no big deal. I ain't never, not every tree's perfect. They all got their own personality. Coming down right there. We'll do another one. And just keep working your way all the way down this tree. Doing them swoops. And do some more upcuts. Just trying to come it back. It's a real good angle right here where you can see them upcuts. And it gives that separation on the limb above it. And just keep going. Doing some more upcuts. There's our swoop. Keep going. Just keep working away all the way around this tree, all the way down to the bottom. Just keep flipping that saw sideways like that, making one. Come off that little middle right there, swoop him down. Swoop him down. Then do some upcuts. Do that upcut right there. There it is. Fast forward just a little bit. You can start to see that tree coming together right now. Them little upcuts where you shave off the top of them limbs, it really adds that kind of level of detail. You don't have to have no special carving bars, no special carving chainsaws. We do all this with standard chainsaws, bar and chain. Just keep making your swoops, just following your pattern along. You can see how they kind of set in that line coming up and down. Just keep working our way around, all it is. And come back and do our upcuts. And as you do it, you got your wood grain coming running down the tree. Fast forward a little bit now, we're down here to the bottom. Just keep working all the way around it. Take your time. It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. If you get tired, take you a break. You don't ever want to run a chainsaw tired. There it is. Now right here we're going to move on to the bottom. We worked our way around the top of the tree. Got our limbs. And all I'm doing right here is just going in making little small V cuts. Just kind of angling that saw and cutting them V's. Right here, doing this because of when you look at a tree and the tree goes into the ground, it always swells out at the bottom where the root system kind of takes hold to the ground. So we're trying to just kind of mimic that effect. Doing them little V's, cutting them V's out best we can. Cut that V. Making it look like all kind of different roots going into the ground. Just working my way around. And we'll take the nose of that saw. Excuse me. Take the nose of that saw and just keep working, kind of smooth all the rough edges out. Save a little grinding work. So you just nose him around. Keep smoothing them out. Knock them rough edges off. Keep nosing them around. You can start to see the tree kind of coming together. Keep nosing him around. That's it. Getting all the little rough edges off, making him look like he's, like he's got a hold to the ground. I believe I'm happy with that. Looks like I'm happy with it with the chainsaw. Excuse me. Kind of checking him out, showing all the little details. Now we got our basic 4.5 inch angle grinder with a 36 grit grinding disc. And all I'm going to do is just start smoothing everything out best I can on top of that tree. You can see how all them little upcuts I done, it was rough edges. anything like that, we're going to start smoothing them down. Really get it to where that wood grain comes through. You know, kind of showing that tree a little respect for his wood grain and his age. And this is a maple tree. Just keep working your way around, working your way around. Always remember your eye protection, ear protection when you're running the chainsaw. And I use a respirator when I'm running this angle grinder. That way my sinuses don't get all fired up. And just keep, smoothing everything out. Smoothing everything out. Fast forward a little bit. Just keep smoothing every one of these little limbs, individual limbs out. Smooth the top, make the top nice and round. That's all we're doing. We're just taking our time, trying to make a cool little tree. That's all it is. Keep working your way around, working your way. Yeah, make him look good. All them little nooks and crannies. There it is. We got him down to the very bottom. And all them little nooks and crannies smoothed out and everything. That way you got that separation in them limbs. That upcut's the most important part I've seen about doing these trees kind of like this. It gives that separation. You can do bigger swoops, deeper, and do them deeper into the tree and do more of an upcut to add a lot more, fewer limbs but better depth. I do a little small ones, kind of keep them a little tighter, more like a cedar tree or a little conifer tree, Just keep smoothing him out, That's all we're doing right now, just trying to get all the rough edges off of them best we can. Yeah, you can see him a little bit when we lean him over like that. You can see the separation in them limbs. Now right here, all I'm doing, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the trunk, because the trunk's where the bark's at. Me personally, I like that kind of rough texture on the bark. Now I'm going to smooth out the roots and list them a little bit. The ones on top of the ground, they got bark on them, so I don't hit them real hard, make them real smooth. But I do just kind of, try to get all the splinters and everything off. Go around, I'm going to tidy up the bottom of him where he sits nice and level. Plus when you flip him over, you can see that wood grain, see the rings real good, and smooth out the edge right there. But these are the only two tools that I use. I used a basic chainsaw and use that angle grinder right there. I don't use any other tools. And nothing else special. We do it all with them two basic tools and just try to get out here, have a little fun, do a little carving, and see what we can do. Right here I got him upside down where I can do the bottom part of the trunk right there. And we sure everything matches up. Get him back flipped over. Now right here, I'm going to flip this angle grinder over. You can see how I've got that angle grinder upside down, and I'm running across the bottom of them limbs right there, just smoothing them all up, making everything look real smooth. That way there's no sharp edges, nothing anybody's going to poke their hands on, Just keep smoothing them out all the way. That really makes it, puts that layered look to it. There he is. Well, he's starting to look good now. Give him a little splinter test there. Alright, we got him dusted off. Now we're going to throw a little, it's a wood sealer, waterproofer, and wood grain enhancer. And I'll flip him over. Where I made them little them swoops right there, I take and do the bottom of the tree, and I do all them down through there. That way he's protected, underneath and on the inside right there. I just sit there and just keep him water sealed all the way around, do the bottom, up under him, trunk, and all that stuff. There's the top. Just want to make sure he's protected all the way around, inside every little nook and cranny. That way he'll last for a while, look real good. Well, alright folks, that's it. There's our finished product right there. Hope y'all enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it, talking about it, and really appreciate the subscribers, new subscribers, old subscribers. If you don't mind, leave some comments, thumbs up, comments good, bad. Let me know what you think, and I hope everybody stays safe. And as always, let's carve together, y'all. Thank you.